Magical Palace. In a country there lived an old woman. Her house was by a river. It was a broken house. The roofs of this house were very damaged, and its walls were falling. Its doors and windows were broken. In this house, the old woman used to get a lot of sun in the summer. Old woman clothes would get wet in rainy season. It was very cold in winter. The old woman was alone. There was no one to help this old woman. The old woman was always sad and worried. One day, an old woman was sitting quietly on the bank of a river. The old woman said to herself, "How will my house be built? My house will be broken. I'm alone. There is no one to help me." A lot of time has passed. While thinking about these things, the sun had set and the moon was rising. The river sand was shining. "Now I must go home," said the old woman. The old woman was going home. 5 fairies came to the old woman. A big fairy asked the old woman, "Why you are sad and worried?" "My house is broken. The roof of my house is very damaged. The walls of my house have collapsed. The windows of my house are also broken. I get a lot of sun in summer, and in winter I get very cold. My clothes get wet in rainy season. There is no one to help me, so I'm sad and worried." Fairy said to the old woman, "Don't worry, we will build your house." When the old woman heard this, she was very happy and went to her house. The sun was shining. Some fairies was playing and some fairies was dancing. Some fairies was singing. When the fairies started to go back home after playing, one of the fairies said, "Friends, how will the old woman house be built?" The fairies replied, "We will build a wooden palace for the old woman. The old woman will be able to take this palace wherever it need to go." Big fairies said, "This is very good thing." The fairies went to their homes. The next day the fairies prepared a wooden palace. It was very beautiful and small palace. Fairies took that palace to the old woman. The fairies had placed that palace in the field near the river. That palace was white from outside. That palace was shining with sunshine. It was a magical palace created by fairies with magic. This palace could fly all over the world. The old woman lived happily in this palace. In this palace, the old woman neither felt cold nor hot. Now the old woman's clothes were not wet during the rainy season.